hear that often? Do you have people that come up to you really with like the pity a little bit, and then also like, hey, have you tried this? And like, I'm not saying that they have ill intent. They of course have the best intentions.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
is that a very common thing for you as well?
Like, have you tried like getting eye surgery or something like that? Is that what you're
Whatever
asking?
it might be, or it might be a religious thing, or it might be oh, if you start eating this carrots, like I don't know, whatever the hell, dude.
Carrots are good for eyesight.
Yeah,
That's
biggest
what I always
myth
tell
ever.
people. Anytime I eat carrots, I'm like, oh shit, I think I'm getting my eyesight back. Like,
I have carrot. You need some? No,
yeah. Right now, man.
joking.
Let's see if this experiment works. It's like Raj is gonna be the miracle worker, man. This guy's gonna have like aunties, uncles all lined up outside his door.
have you seen those things? Like I haven't watched much of it, but obviously there's things on TV for a long time where there'd
Yeah.
be like a religious figure,
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
it's for white people or Indian people
Yeah.
or whatever, and they'd have like somebody in a wheelchair and then they would stand up and start dancing.
Oh
like,
yeah, like the scam.
You would
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't sound legit to me, right? I don't know. Some people may
I'll
believe
tell
that
you. I'll
stuff.
tell you a story. So
Here we go.
there was this one time. So to answer your question, short and sweet.
Obviously, it happened all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No. But short and sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, of course you get certain people like that coming up to you. And in terms of the religious side of things, I always say, God's great. God's given me everything. I always say God closes one door, but he opens, others. Right. So in that sense, like, I'm Gucci. But when it comes to like the story, we were just, you were talking about, figures on TV. So one time, I'm not going to say who it was, but I remember my brother and my dad, we went to this hotel in Vancouver because we were invited there. And this guy was doing this like healing conference. Like, oh, I'm going to heal people with cancer and stuff. What he didn't realize, or what a lot of people didn't realize that were there, is that my brother could see that one of his guys, like the guy who was doing the actual ceremony or whatever, one of his guys was walking around with a hidden wire under his shirt, asking people, "Oh, what are your problems? What are your problems?" A lot of people would say, "Well, look at this guy knew what problems I had. This guy knew what." It's like, yeah, but like there was a guy that was asking you questions that was then being relayed back to him, right? It was like recorded. It was through a camera. So like they would know where these guys were sitting, and this guy would be like, "Yeah, there's this person in row 15, seat 7, who's got like cancer," and they'd be like, "Holy, how do they know?" And it's like, well, you guys just talked to him.
Oh
right?
my god.
And it's like it's hilarious. And so there's something fishy going on here, right? But like honestly, like for the most part, and honestly, we were just there for lack of a better word, we were just there for shits and giggles, to be honest. Like we were just kind of like, oh, let's see, like and obviously back then, like I was like 9 or 10, so I didn't even really understand anything, to be honest.